Hey guys, what's up? It's Serious Mercy. Let me turn off my fan real quick. Yeah, it's freaking weird how you turn that thing off. But I just wanna tell you guys something that made me kind of sad. Is that we lost one of our members in my YouTube channel, and that kind of made me a little sad. And I've been trying to post good content. I mean, I really am trying. I mean, you see me trying. It may not look like I'm trying, but I still need, I just, I've tried this so many times, but seriously, I've been trying to go on sites on, freaking the internet and try and get some free subscribers by doing sub for subs. So, but, yeah, guys. Also, Xeno Plays, if you are watching this, um, could you please do that shout out, please? And I'll do whatever you want. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding. I'll do whatever you want. I'll eat a piece of shit for you, man. I mean, seriously, I've learned a lesson from beating you up the other day or whatever I did. I don't freaking care. It's in the past. So, but yeah, bro, look, just please help me on this one, and please send out more tips. And I'm not really sure if you're the one who unsubscribed from me, but dude, just, come on, man. Just, stay with me a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure something good will happen from my videos. And, dude, you told me to do the trampoline video, and, like, I'm not really that good. And tomorrow I will be showing the thing that I made. I was going to do it today, but I just had so much stuff, going on. And I was just very busy that day, or today, or whatever day it is. It's like, it's like the end of the world today. But, that's not what the video's about, actually. What I want to tell you guys is something that came from this guy named Anonymous. And, basically this guy, he tells us the truth about everything our community and other communities, like the US, for example, and Russia, for example. But, yeah, so that's what he's been doing this whole time, is trying to warn people what will happen in the next few years or so, because the world is apparently ending by now. So, just take your last breath before the nuclear bomb goes off, or, before some atomic thing happens. So, just breathe right now, just like me, because this is going to be a long presentation, I'm just telling you that for sure. So basically, this is how it goes. Anonymous, which is we are legion, we do not forget, we do not forgive. We will, I can't remember, I think it's like, we will conquer or something, and, I'm not trying to offend you, Anonymous, if you're going to be watching this, because, you're always watching. And, yeah, so basically, his group of, people, basically, he has this whole thing of subscribers, at least, 100,000, and he makes kind of, rants slash truths, so, but, yeah. So, basically, what he does, he just tells people a lot of things that nobody else knows, like how if Donald Trump becomes president, let's just say, that the whole world will end because of, this is just coming from me, and this is kind of truth, and this is kind of, just an example, but basically, if Donald Trump becomes president, what's going to happen is that, well, I mean, I was going to say Hillary Clinton, but Donald Trump's, a buffoon, so, hey, buffoons go first, because, they're girls, so girls go first. So basically, this is how it goes. So, how am I supposed to say this? But Donald Trump basically, if he is to become president, this whole scenario and this whole thing of the government is just it's all a lie. It's basically just a joke by then. Because, seriously, if our children and our grandchildren have seen this, man that can cause so much damage in just 2 days, once, like right after he does or says something, that's like, this is what I'm saying, he can cause so much destruction in just 2 days. So what I'm saying right now is if he's voted president, the only thing that will happen is war and chaos. That's kind of all will happen. And why is my thing freaking out? But seriously, basically, if Donald Trump were to become president, which he probably will, because considering Hillary Clinton isn't really gonna be in office, basically, if he were to be voted president, which he will, again, basically New Mexico, well, not New Mexico, because New Mexico's our territory. It's right by Texas. Mexico, the country, not New Mexico, the state. Mexico will actually have a lot more drugs and a lot more money and a lot more power than us if Donald Trump is voted president. I do not have any proof for this, but one thing I can say is that drug wars. So right now, we have been through like 2 wars in 10 years, these recent 10 years, and we're still dealing with the drug wars. Drug wars have been around for at least since maybe 1980s, so basically like 30 years by now, and we still haven't, got rid of them yet. Yeah, so that's the only reason why Donald Trump is actually doing all this. But the thing is that we're too busy fighting other enemies than we can save our own country. So I may not be making sense right now, but basically all I'm trying to say is that we're at war with 3 different countries, and most of the time we don't even help our own country, which is sad. So basically, if we were to not have our country helped, basically this whole drug war situation would basically cause a mass panic and a lot of what was that word called? What is it called? Oh yeah, watch lists. So basically, if we have a giant, huge government watch list, and it's in our own country, well, what are we gonna do? Well, if we're too busy fighting an enemy right now, and we're in the middle of a crisis, sorry. Basically, we're gonna be too busy fighting all the other bad guys while our own country just sits and rots. But again, now let's go back to Donald Trump. Basically, he is not really trying to save our country. He's just trying to make it worse by getting all the Mexicans out. Even though, guess what, Donald Trump? All the Mexicans hide. And I'm not saying this to be racist, but I do really think that Mexicans are good people. They just came here to make money, just like us. We're like, if you go back to, what can I say, 1600, the year 1600, that's when Europeans started coming to America. That's called the 13 colonies. So basically, we're all Europeans, basically. And Mexicans, they're Europeans. So basically, we're not letting Mexicans in or out. And, it may sound crazy or whatever, but basically, the only, we're trying to, let me think for a second. I'm sorry, I gotta think because it's 10:08 and it's I'm tired. But I just, just wanted to make this because, I really do care about Mexicans and I'd do anything for them. But basically, Mexicans, I'm gonna disclude good Mexicans because most of them don't sell drugs. But basically, the only reason why Mexicans came here was to make money. Basically, that's all they're doing here. So I don't know like how that's a problem. It should be the guys that wanted the stuff to go away or to go in prison. Because if they're the ones who wanted the drugs and they committed something, that they should be the ones that go to jail for it, not the Mexicans, because the Mexicans were told that they should be bringing the stuff. And the thing is, we don't really know half the time who actually gave them all that stuff. We just put them in prison for no reason at all. So, I mean, we're kind of like being mean to all these Mexicans for no reason. And for the good Mexicans, oh, well, Donald Trump ain't saying that. He's just saying every Mexican in the world is a bad one. Even though they're mostly Europeans coming here for money. That's all they're here for is money. I mean, seriously. And you see a lot of people on the streets, and half of them are probably Mexicans, because they're starving and hungry. That's why they started the, world hunger thing. So, why do I have to go back to reality? But, seriously, I mean, Donald Trump, if he's elected president, he'll destroy this country. Because if the Mexicans don't get any money and bring it back to their country, what's going to happen is that basically their little country is going to fall and they're going to be in mass chaos because they have no money to feed their people. Basically, what's going to happen is that, their country is going to be out and they're going to be trying to have a war against us. So basically, if we have a war against them and we also have a drug war going around and they want money, basically they're going to probably, the thing is that they're going to have like a little, they're going to have a war, it seems like, but bigger than the drug war because, but yeah, because they're going to be struggling for money, food, and wealth. Or that's the same as money, so I'm just going to say wealth. Wealth and hunger. That's the only thing they're dealing with. And we haven't given them that yet, and we're still working on it, even though Mexicans have been here for like 40 years now. Or not even that, like 100 years. Not even that, like 200 years. Yeah, about right, 250 years. Somewhere close to that, and we still haven't helped them. It's really sad how we treat other people. I mean, so basically, yeah, if Donald Trump is elected president, he's going to start a whole war against another bigger country, even though their military statistics are very low in size. But they do have a big army and big militias, just like Africa. And they ain't stupid. Either are Africans. That they know what they're doing. If they can hold a gun and shoot it, then that means that they're smart enough to know how to kill somebody. So I'm just saying that right now. But, yeah. So again, basically they're going to have a war against us, and they're going to be using whatever they got. And plus, most of our military guys are in New Mexico, so they could easily steal their weapons and take all their supplies. And then they could probably breach the border, because I'm pretty sure it's going to take like 5 years or 2 years before the wall is made that Donald Trump keeps pleading he'll make. But seriously, it's not true. He's not going to build a wall, which he's lying about. He's trying to scare us. That's all he's trying to do. But yeah. So, and then what will happen is that if we're at war, you know, and again, at the drug wars, basically people are going to be attacking civilians, which are, you know, armed white people slash hoods slash Mexicans that sell the drugs that, like, you know, come from New Mexico into, you know, or Mexico. I thought I said New Mexico, but I meant Mexico to America. So that way they can, you know, dispose of all the drugs, and so that way they can make money off of it. And that's how they get in, is by underground tunnels. Most of them we haven't even found yet, which is kind of very weird. Even though our armed military has like a lot of stuff that could help them. So, but seriously, guys, I mean, you gotta take this as truth. And so basically, the Mexicans that are armed and dangerous, and so are the hood and the white people that, you know, also smuggle drugs and all that. They are going to be the ones that are going to be helping New Mexico win this war with drugs and with money and with all that. Just saying. That's pretty true. That's what will happen if Donald Trump is elected. Oh, and there will be many people killed. That's completely true. There will be at least, maybe at max, 1 million people dead. So, and the first place they're probably going to attack is the White House. And I'm not trying to say this to get on a watch list. It's just 100% truth. I mean, you watch like White House Down and, you know, Olympus Has Fallen or London Has Fallen. They're all going to be targeted where every important person is at. So, yes. But I doubt they'd probably want to kill the president because they need him to launch nuclear missiles that Mexico would need to win the war, because they'd probably nuke us and leave us to die. But most of the Mexicans, just like in World War II, similar to the Germans slash Nazis, basically most of the Nazis didn't want to kill any Americans or any Russians. They thought it was just a whole bunch of crap. Because why would you want to kill somebody that, you know, just kind of saved your life, but you just kill them? I mean, well, like, let's just say like a Russian saved a Nazi, and the Nazi just betrayed him and killed him anyway. Yeah, that's not really cool, because then you can't be trusted. So basically, yeah. And I just forgot what I was thinking. So, God dang, I'm trying to remember. Okay. I'm sorry, Xenoplays, but, you know, the tip that you gave me about making below a 20-minute video, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to break that tip right now, because, you know, or rule. But, seriously, so... Oh, yeah. I think I was getting to where I was at. So, basically... So, do you know the phrase, or do you believe in the phrase, an eye for an eye? Or, you know, the thing that people say after you do something to their person, so they do it to you. So, basically, if, you know, just like the Nazis and, you know, like Russians, most of the Germans and Nazis didn't like what they were doing. So, yeah, and most of the Mexicans won't like what they were doing, or what they will be doing in the next few years if Trump is elected. They won't like what they're doing because, you know, what's war gonna bring? It's just gonna bring more sadness and less belief. Like, the only belief that will be there is the only thing that can end a war is war. So basically, fire against fire. but the only thing that can put out the fire is actually water, and water is actually peace. So, and you got your alpha and you got your omega. The alpha is always going to be the one in charge. Omega is going to be the one that's in second command, or second in command in that. So basically, one is going to be overpowered than the other, which, you know, let's just have a statistics again. Like, with our military and their military, well, we can see that our military is way bigger in aircraft, but, you know, most Mexicans have things that can take out choppers and other, you know, flying, you know, aircraft. And Mexicans, they also do have boats, so I'm pretty sure they could be, you know, like modern day pirates and just invade one of our ships, um, you know, and then basically what would happen is that, you know, if our ships are taken out first, they could be on the west and east coast, launch missiles from submarines that we have, maybe, because, you know, some submarines, when they're about to do a nuclear attack on some, you know, country, they always have a built-in missile inside the submarine. And I'm now referring this to Call of Duty MW3 because, you know what, that's not really real, except for the submarine that has the built-in missiles, because they have they're kind of not like ICBMs. They're just like standard little missiles. I mean, they're not as big as a nuke, but they still do a lot more damage to the buildings. So that's what they could do. So, yeah. So, basically outnumbering the United States is pretty likely with this country because they have a lot of militias, they have a lot of armed guns, they have a little bit of a sophisticated military. Ours is trained, ready to fight whenever, always in other countries, and, you know, we just got high amounts of aircraft, but they got high amounts of things that could take out our aircraft. So, in conclusion, I think that we would be able to be taken down by Mexico. But they have no food, so they can't really help their, you know, their men in combat, and they have no medical supplies whatsoever, so they would have no chance of kind of winning because they'd also suffer defeat, and we would too, you know. So in conclusion, yes, we'd both lose, but on the other side of things, they would win the most, but we would lose. And if you like this video and thought it was actually inspiring or whatever, please post in the comments below. And see you next time, guys.